Hello everyone, I welcome you all on EduTap and also welcome to the government scheme session. The scheme that we are covering today, it is Jal Jeevan Mission. So a lot of you have asked me to make a video on it, and hence here is the video. Okay, so we are going to understand all the important dimensions of this particular scheme which can be asked in your examination, and let's start with it. But yes, before that is an announcement for all the aspirants who are preparing for central regulatory bodies. We have come up with one-stop solution to all the queries that you might be having regarding the organization you want to join. For example, you want to know about RBI, NABARD, SEBI. What does it do? What will be your role once you join the organization? What are the different departments? All these things have been comprehensively covered. Apart from that, once that is done, about the recruitment process, what is the eligibility criteria? What should be the education qualification background that is required? How many phases are there? What is the pattern of each phase? How many questions are asked? What sorts of questions are asked? What is the previous year cutoff trends? All these things have been covered, so that whatever once you go through these guidebooks, all your queries will be resolved, and then you can just prepare for the examination free-mindedly. All right, so let's start now with the session. Okay, and talk about Jal Jeevan Mission. Okay, and we are covering this particular scheme because it's in news frequently. Every month, twice or thrice, the scheme has been mentioned. So there are more chances of this as being in examination. Okay, not only on 16 May 2023, but in fact, if you look at in June also, this scheme was recently in news, where the Prime Minister, he talked about how they are focusing on providing water connectivity. Okay, and I don't know why, but always when it's a live session, there's some issue that occurs with the camera. Okay, so I'm just closing it so that time is not wasted. I'll look into that. Whenever I record a video, then it's not such an issue, but whenever I come for a live video, I don't know why is it so. Okay, so we were talking about how so there's two important scheme that we are looking at. ठीक है, पहले जल जीवन मिशन achieves milestone of 12 crore tap water connection. Okay, so this is the news we have of 16 May. ठीक है, another news, important news, was a particular report that has been launched by World Health Organization. In that, they have said that 4 lakh deaths can be avoided in India if Jal Jeevan Mission meets its target. Okay, so to understand this news in a better way, we have to first understand about the scheme as well, right? So that is where we'll start with it, and then we'll again look at these news, so that we will then in a better way we will look at the data and understand what is the importance of this particular scheme. Okay, so see, initially back in 2009, we had a program called National Rural Drinking Water Program. But after that, there was a lot of restructuring and addition of new key features were done, and then this particular scheme, which is now known as Jal Jeevan Mission, was launched. Okay, so we won't say that National Rural Drinking Water Program was the previous name of it. No, because a lot of restructuring was also done. But yes, you can say we had a similar program which we restructured, and we added new components to it, and then we come up with Jal Jeevan Mission. Okay, and what was the need of this particular scheme? So basically, if you live in rural India, so you have hardly must have faced the difficulty, the water scarcity. There can be some times in summers where there is some water, means it is 24/7 not available, but at least everybody have tap in their home, right? If you live in a normal rural society, but in the exteriors of urban society, in fact in urban society, we have observed this case, and especially in the rural area, it was observed that means leave alone having the good quality of water, they were not even water supply to the houses, right? So that is why the government, they come up with Jal Jeevan Mission, where the aim is to provide, first of all, the aim is to have this tap water connection in the households of the people. Okay, so that they can have water available to them, and secondly, then they will also focus on the quality of water that will be given to them. Of course, that is also very important, right? Quality of water provided is also very important. Okay, so the launcher of this scheme is 2019, and this falls under the Ministry of Jal Shakti. Easy to remember, right? Because we are talking about Jal, water, okay, and we are talking about Jeevan, which is life. Okay, so आपका Jal Jeevan Ministry handles it. Aim we have discussed a little bit. Okay, so to provide to all household in rural India. So after that, one particular program came for the urban India also, where in some cases it was observed that in some areas water connectivity was not there. But usually, and we also know that usually in most part of urban areas, areas we have so right. So this scheme was when launched, so the for the urban we have Jal Jeevan Mission urban, but here we are focusing on the rural India. Okay, so we have to provide safe and adequate, means quantity we have to provide with good quantity, and also it should be safe to drink, okay, through individual household taps. So here the aim is to have individual household tap at homes, okay, and we have a time limit also that we have assigned for it. So we have aimed that till 2024 we will achieve the target of having household tap connections in rural India, in all the households of rural India. Okay, vision if we talk about again, so emphasis on that only. First of all, to have provide adequate water supply. It's not like no that you are providing water in the rural India, but the amount of water you are supplying, that is not sufficient for the family. So that is why the first aim is to provide quantity and also the quality also. So quality check also will be done. So basically this will be done by ASHA workers, okay, self-help groups will be formed, and other such groups can be formed, where it is aimed that more than 50% women should be involved in this. They would have that particular kit to check if the quality of the water it is fine or adequate or not. Okay, so quality and affordability of water. So for example, the government is providing, because we have to, one thing we have to understand, that we have to pay for the water, right? So if we are providing with good quantity, good quality, of course government can charge extra for it, right? So then that is why the third point, the vision of this scheme is to have affordability of water as well, to provide the facility at such a cost that the people in rural India, they can bear it, because we know that the expenses in rural India and the earnings in rural India, it is not that much as compared to that of the urban areas, right? So that is why very three important points: quantity, quality and affordability of water. Okay, if we look at the budget of this particular year, so it has been rupees 70,000 crore that has been assigned for Jal Jeevan Mission, and it is type of a centrally sponsored scheme. Okay, so usually we have understood that in centrally sponsored scheme, the funding is being bared by both center and state, right? And in case of central sector scheme, it is by 100% by the central government, right? But in this case, and yes, one more thing, usually what happens, we have seen that whenever it is a case of centrally sponsored, usually the division of the money is 60:40 between center and state. So usually that happens, and we have to focus only on the ones where exceptions are there, because exceptions can be asked, okay, or they can be used in one of the statement, which will make the question tricky one, okay. Here in this case, if you look at the Jal Jeevan Mission case, here in rest of the cases all the criteria are same. For example, in case of northeastern states, in that the center bear 90% and the state government will bear the 10%, which is the usual case in case of centrally sponsored. In case of UTs, their 100% is by the central government, that is also usual. But now in this case of Jal Jeevan Mission, in case of the normal states that we have, here the center state ratio will be 50:50 and not 60:40. Okay, I hope this particular difference it is clear. Okay, now next let's look at some of the most important key features. First of all, here when we talked about the providing the proper quantity, right, to every person or to each household, so there what defines this particular quantity, where we can say that adequate amount of water is being provided. So that has been decided that 55 liter of water per person is considered adequate for the consumption, okay, to every rural household. Okay, so in a family if there are 5 members, then this will be multiplied by 5, because this particular 55 liter has been assigned for one person per day. ठीक है, अब ये कैसे पहुंचाएंगे? So how this will particular water, this quantity of water will be supplied in each household? So that will be done by having functional household tap connection, not just to provide tap connection, but those should be functional as well, so that people can have the facility of water, and we have the target of 2024 to achieve. Okay, so that each and every household have tap water household connections till 2024. ठीक है, integrated demand and supply side management of water at the local level. ठीक है, यहाँ पे we are specifically talk about grey water management. First of all, let's look at what is grey water. So basically, see, the grey water is the water which is not good for consumption. So it is not good for consumption, but it is not harmful as well. What does it mean? Harmful in this case, it is not poisonous, you can say. For example, I will tell you, for example, in household, you had clean the utensils, right? So of course you cannot drink that water, it is not good, right? It's not good, but it's not poisonous as well, right? So you can utilize this utensil water to plant to give it to the plants. Okay. Similarly, if you do mopping at home, okay, so for after mopping at home, you have that water that is left, that is the gray water, because it is not consumable, but it is not poisonous or hazardous also, right? So such water is known as gray water. First thing is this. Another, we are talking about integrated demand and supply side management. Now let's understand what is this. Okay, first we'll understand about the demand side management, how we have to manage the demand side. Basically we're talking about management, right? So first we are talking about how we'll look at demand side management, how we will manage this particular section. Okay, so first of all, we have to have a controlled demand. There should not be excessive demand, because if there will be excessive demand, we would have to fulfill it, right? So in that case only this gray water concept has been added, because see, if you have lesser demand, of course that could be fulfilled, but if the people in a particular place, they have unlimited demands, it would be even not feasible for the government to fulfill that. And on the other note, the people who would actually be in need of those demand will not get it, because some people are taking more of it. So first of all, we have to manage demand side by awareing them the alternatives they can utilize, right? So this is demand side. Now comes the supply side. So of course we have to provide the water to them also, right? So how the supply side can be managed? So that can be managed by telling them about rainwater harvesting, right? So rainwater harvesting is the best example of supply side management, where it can be controlled and the people, they can have enough water by themselves. Okay, next is community approach. This is famously known as Jan Andolan. So here Jan Andolan, we talk about informing people about how you can save water, what is the need in today's time, especially when we are facing a lot of we are facing climate crisis, right? So telling them, educating about all this stuff, how they can save water, how they can utilize, reuse the water that is now is gray water, as we can say it, right? And how they can also harvest water by rainwater harvesting. So telling them, this is known as Jan Andolan. And here one more thing we have to understand, that everything government is not doing for free, of course, because government, with the passage of time, government has also realized everything can't be given for free. We have a lot of population to feed, and here feed not just mean by food I'm talking about, but for everything, for every amenity I am talking about, right? So that is why for Jal Jeevan Mission also, here the government has said that the community in a particular area, they would have to contribute 5 or 10% of capital cost. Capital cost is basically the money that will be required for in village infrastructure, as case may be in cash, kind, or any labor. So 5 to 10% of contribution the people would also have to do. If they do not have cash to give, what they can do, they can provide that in the form of labor. It means what? They will prepare the infrastructure, but they won't take money for it. So of course they have not take money for it, it would be like capital cost investment only, Hana. So in the village so basically a village infrastructure will also be made, and the community will also have to contribute to it. So these are the basic key feature. Now some of the components are there which I don't think we have to study. Basically these components talk about these things only: providing proper infrastructure, taking care of them, and if there are already existing schemes, they will be submerged under it. So these are the things which, even if we don't have to separately study, these are the things that you, with the common sense also, you can always take the right answer, right? So such components have not included in the mission, those are self-explanatory. Okay, but institutional management arrangement, let's look at it. We have looked at the central level, we have National Jal Jeevan Mission, which will take care of the administration of the scheme. At state level, we have State Water and Sanitation Mission. Then at district level, we have District Water and Sanitation Mission. And then at village level, we have Village Water Sanitation Committee. Okay, so these are arrangements that we have. And at the village level, I've already explained that the ASHA workers, SHGs and other, where more than 50 means minimum 50% should be women, they will be included. They will take care if the quality of the water is being compromised or not, and it should not be compromised basically. Okay, so this is the institutional arrangement we have seen. Okay, again now if look at it, where we have now I think you will able to appreciate this particular news better. We have so much we started with the basics, and today we have completed 12 crore tap water connections. We have achieved this target. Do remember 2024 is near, March 2024 tak ye achieve karna hai, and 12 crore tap water connections abhi tak we have provided. Then there is some other information. For example, this scheme was launched on 15th August 2019. from Red Fort, ठीक है, ये कुछ information है. And at that time if you look at it, only 16.64% household had connections, ठीक है, सिर्फ 3.23 crore. Imagine from 3.23 crore we have now come up with 12 crore, and it's a good it's an achievement, and it's also, we can say, it's something that is we are proud of, that we are covering the rural area, we are providing people with safer water facilities, right? Now in second point, I would request you to just go through this particular news, okay, where we talked about that till now how many states and aspirational districts they have come up with the 100% coverage of the this functional tap water connections in the rural India, ठीक है, तो इन सबको read कर लेना, all this is important. And similarly this news, so see, by the scheme static component of scheme, what we have understood that how Jal Jeevan Mission not only provide the quantity of the water, but it also focuses on the quality of water, right? So of course if we will focus on the quality of water, so the diarrheal diseases that will be pretty much will be controlled, and it is expected that 4 lakh deaths can be prevented if Jal Jeevan Mission is able to achieve the target. And these deaths we are talking about from diarrhea, ठीक है, basically diarrhea. And here are another important data. For example, so far we have reached 62.84. so if you remember the previous data, at that time when we launched, only 16.64% household had the coverage, but today it is 16.84, ठीक है, तो ये कुछ data, again some data has been provided here. So that is all about this scheme. I hope there's no confusion. If it is, do let me know, and this is a homework for you all, do attempt this. And these are the topics of the last session. I asked your views that which is better, OPS or NPS, and I must tell you, some people have given very detailed answer. Neetu and Rishabh, I have purposely added full answer over here of both the aspirants, because they have really given good point of views, okay. I would request you to read them very they have given some means very good points, and I was really happy to see your point of view. And then Suraj also gave some suggestion which the government can do to enroll MLA in NPS, so that they can have the same, they can face the same thing which other are facing. And Rishabh also gave very good answer. He included various important points. Please read it. And we have Pradeep. He gave a suggestion that security forces can have OPS. And Tech Odisha also said that government point of view is right, that yes, okay, we should not switch to OPS. It will be very heavy. It will create liability for the government of India. Okay. So that is all in this video. If you have any doubt, any query, do write to us. And you can also subscribe to our YouTube channel for more such videos. And to get the PDF of this particular lecture, please join our Telegram channel. The link of it is provided in the description box below. And please keep in mind that there is a buffer of 24 hours of the in between the lecture and providing the PDF for it in the PDF in the Telegram channel. Okay, so that is all. If you want me to cover any scheme, do let me know. Examination is near, so I'm trying to cover all the schemes which can be asked in RBI. And here I'll take some questions. Thank you Sahil, it really means a lot. And learn essay recently, learn essay, well, that's by WHO. So this thing, I think you should be very specific with it, because in examination, if it was the question that which institute had recently published the report, and so you should be a little bit of alert with it, that it's World Health Organization. And learn essay, I'm not getting which test series are you talking about. So are you talking about marathon sessions, or about the separate test series that will go on? And if it's about the normal test series, I'll ask and I'll tell you in the next class. Okay, so that is all. Thank you everyone, and all the very best for your examination. Please prepare well, and bye.